Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very impromptu Christmas Eve edition of Encrypted Connections. How is everybody tonight? Uh, Happy Merry Christmas Eve. What's going on, Mike? How are you, man? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Um, so, um, I went live a little earlier just to touch base and let you guys know what was going. I was going to come on here and tell you a little bit about what's coming up. I want to start with something right out of the gate here. Hey Sharon, Merry Christmas. JD, Merry Christmas from Texas. All right. What part of Texas, JD? Curious. Just curious. No reason. Just curious. Um. So okay. So for those of you, hello Janelle. Um. For those of you who are familiar with San Antonio, Texas, Mike, huh? Okay, right on. Those of you familiar with the Mothman Prophecies, you probably know that this is a very, very, very big topic for me. I love this story. Good evening, Carson. Merry Christmas. Hello, Forensic Mystics. Thank you for being here. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays. Glad you're here. Jeannie, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Galveston, Upper Texas coast. Okay, right on. Good stuff. Um, so I'm a big fan of the Mothman Prophecies. I remember actually the very first time I saw the movie, I had no idea about it at that point, and I saw the movie and I was like, I was floored. I was like, this is crazy. This is nuts. But something inside of me kept saying like, you know, I got to know more about this. I believe this is real. Hey, Trish, Merry Christmas. Um, Thank you guys for being here. So I know it was very yo Connor. What's up, man? Actually, I just watched your two videos from the Tennessee thing today. Actually, good stuff. We got to get you on here, man. I don't know why we haven't done that yet. Excuse me, pardon me. I'm sorry, but I'd love to have you on the show, man. I know I'm painting you in a corner right now on live. um, I remember when I first watched the movie, and I I had to know more. It was one of those things that kind of grabbed me. I was like, wow, this is nuts. I got to know more about this. Something about it just was like I believed it, and so I did. I watched the documentaries and read a couple books and found out more about Indrid Cold. If you're not familiar with Indrid Cold was the humanoid from Lanulos, somewhere out in another galaxy in a star system far, far away, or close by, depending on where you're from. If you're from Lanulos, may not be too far. If you're from here, pretty far. But so yeah, it was just intrigued by the story that, uh, Indrid approached Woody Derenberger on the side of on a highway, on the side of the highway, and then all of these things started unfolding. The prophecies that he was telling, and all this stuff that was happening, and uh, then they had created this relationship that lasted forever until Woody passed away, and then Indrid's relationship continued on with Woody's family and daughter, specifically Tanya. Now, Tanya Derenberger and I have been speaking. Tanya's a very sweet lady. She's very, very sweet. She's super kind. She's very selfless. She's very open about everything. She doesn't hide anything. Hey, Brown Dwarf, welcome. She's just wonderful, as many people are that I've met in this field. Well, we spoke again today. Tanya said she would love to come on the show. Tanya's going through some real tough stuff right now. She was in the hospital a couple months ago, and she ended up getting sepsis. So she's back in the hospital. She's going to be there for like a month and a half, or she's been there for a month and a half, and she's going to be there for a while longer. While she was there, one of the people who was helping her out basically left her home open and allowed people to go in, and her home was destroyed. All her stuff was destroyed. So she is in the hospital, sick and homeless now, and has not. She's starting from nothing. She has nothing. So I'm asking, number one, for prayers and love for Miss Tanya Derenberger. Please just say as many prayers as you can, because this is just terrible. Especially, she's already in the hospital for Christmas. This is just no good. She's sick, and then this on top of it. I'm trying to find out in what ways we can help. I don't know how yet. I'm waiting for her to get back to me and let me know. But it's the holidays, and I'd rather help than do anything for myself, if I can, especially in a situation like this. Whatever. I don't need anything. Um, it's good. We're good. So just please keep her in your prayers. She may be coming on the show on Monday. Now, this is a big deal, okay? This is somebody who had a relationship with a being from another planet. Okay? I know this may sound crazy to some people. I understand that. I beg you to read the books. I beg you to look up the story, not just the Mothman stuff, but the other stuff, the stuff about Woody Derenberger and Indrid Cold. It is one of the most incredible stories you'll ever read, and I believe that it's one of those things that is it just gives more credence to the fact that obviously UFOs and all stuff has been real for a very long time. They've hidden this stuff from us for so long. Hey, Sugar Bridge is still one of my favorite names ever. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, howdy. So I beg you, if you've never looked up anything about Indrid Cold or Woody Derenberger or the Derenberger family, I'm pleading with you to look it up. If you do, the show that she comes on, if it's Monday, we're going to play it by ear. Because, like I said, I asked her. I didn't know she was in the hospital at that point. So we're just going to play it by ear. If she feels up to it, we're going to do it. If she doesn't, we're not going to do it. And then we're going to go from there. Whenever she feels up to it, we'll do it. Because, for me, it's just an honor to be able to talk to her, period. Bigfoot Lake's going to help me with this because he's another huge fan of this topic. And so this is a big one. How often do you get to say that you've spoken to somebody who had a intimate, not intimate like romantic, but a intimate personal relationship with somebody from outside of this galaxy. I mean, that sounds crazy, but it's true, and I believe every word of it. There's just something about it. I can't tell you why. If I heard it from anybody else, I probably wouldn't have. But there is just so much to it that's happened that came true that I have to believe it. So an incredible story. She'll probably be on Monday. Hopefully Monday. If not Monday, we'll get her back on next Wednesday. A good friend of the show, one of your favorites, one of my favorites, Mike Patterson of Sasquatch, Ontario, is coming back on the show. You guys asked for a Q&A last time. People kept saying, hey, it'd be great if you could do a Q&A with chat with Mike so that we could ask him questions. Well, guess what? We're going to do it. I'm going to start off the show normal. We'll talk to him for a little while, but nothing like I normally do. And then we're going to toss it to you. What I'm suggesting is when I put the link up, which I'll put the link up ahead of time, probably earlier that day, maybe the day before. What I'm suggesting is when the link goes up, whenever you get the question in your head, go to the link, go into the live chat because you can do it ahead of time, and then post a question, put it all in caps. That way the questions are up before the show even starts. And then if you have other questions as the show's going on, you can add them to it. I think that's probably the best idea. That way, when we start the show, there's questions there already. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. I can go one after another. Hopefully, there's enough. If not, we'll freestyle it. We can get it done. Hey, Addie, Merry Christmas. Hey, Hope. Oh, Hope. So yeah, that's Wednesday, Monday, and Wednesday. Hopefully, Wednesday's a lock. Monday, we're hoping Miss Tanya Derenberger, friend of Indrid Cold from the Mothman Prophecies, the humanoid alien from Lanulos. I know that sounds crazy. I keep saying it, but I promise you, you have to read this story. It is absolutely incredible. Incredible. It's incredible. This humanoid, this being, told her father these prophecies, and they came true. And there's witnesses to this. John Keel, the journalist, was a witness to some of this. Hey, Jimbo. I think we're going to see more people out in the field after New Year. Oh, yeah? What makes you think that? I mean, it'd be great. Let me rephrase that. It'd be great if there are more people in the field if they leave their egos out of it. Otherwise, we don't need any more of that. Sullying up all this mess. There's enough of it. Open minds, man. Open minds. Read some of it. Was watching John Keel today. Yeah, isn't it? It's amazing. Hey, Patrick, welcome. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. It's amazing, right, Sugar Britches? It's so compelling. There's so many other books that tie it all together too. Even before this story, I'll put some up in the link when that video goes up with her, just so you guys can look and see some of this other stuff that I've looked into and how it ties together with this stuff from before this even happened. It's incredible. I think a lot of people are fed up with the same BS day after day, just sitting down, just BSing. Yeah, people probably are. I mean, it's a lot of the same stuff over and over. Here's the thing, man. I try to keep it always completely honest with you guys. I don't even call myself. I don't like to call myself a researcher because I'm not really a researcher. Like, I do this because it's fun for me. I love it. I enjoy it. It's and that's that. I think that is what people have lost touch with, the fun. I don't think you get involved with a topic like this unless it's fun, unless your imagination kind of runs wild with it. Like, man, how cool would it be if that thing is real? How cool would it be if I could see one? How cool would it be if I could interact with a group of them? How cool would it be if I could hear them screaming or yelling or throwing rocks at me? How cool would that be? And what happens is people end up getting to this place where they're like, I got to be the one to find this thing. I'm going to be the guy. We're going to be the group. And that's it. So it's only our ideas and beliefs that matter. Yours don't. Shut your mouth if you disagree. Um, it, it's crazy. Um, that's the fun's gone. People get this ego, and they're just that. I promise. I'm gonna tell you, Mike, what's going on? I haven't heard from you in a while. Where you been, brother? Working hard, I'm guessing. Merry Christmas. No, no, no. That's not what I'm saying, Jimbo. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I go out and about. I do because I love it. I enjoy it. I have a good time. I hope to create a relationship with them, and have ongoing interaction. That's the hope. And I don't have any um, delusions that I'm going to be the guy who solves this mystery. I'm not going to be. I'm just not. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, Hope. Your fishy died. Um, I'm just not. I don't think that. I don't think it's going to be solved in my lifetime. I just don't. I think they are. There's too much to them. You know me. I'm. I believe that they're not just regular flesh and blood. I think there's much more to them. I'm not saying they're aliens. I don't think that, but I do believe that they have extra abilities. Um, thank you, Mike. Oh, thank you, Jimbo. I appreciate that. I really do. I really, really do. It's not a coincidence that the Native Americans who were here long before us called them the spirits of the woods, the mountain spirits. They said that they were made of magic. They walked in two worlds. This is not a coincidence. Um, Merry Christmas, Jeannie. Peace, love, and compassion back to you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Have a wonderful holiday. Um, it's not a coincidence that these people, um, the Native Americans were here long before us, and every piece of folklore and myth is there's some truth to it, right? How many other things have the Native Americans shown us that have come to be true over the years? Um, these are a very wise people. Uh, they they knew more about this land and this planet than we may ever know. Um, Something is up with them. Never seen one in the zoo. Yeah, I should tell you all you need to know right there, man. Yep, not in a zoo. You ever seen one get hit by a car? Nope. Um, so yeah, I think the ego needs to leave. I think the open mindedness needs to come. I think people need to start getting back to what it was that got them here. You know, forget about the forget about being the guy who's going to solve it, or being the guy or group who thinks they're better than everybody. Work together. Like, why is it? Why can't the natives do know ex crypto? Why can't we all have our own ideas and beliefs? And that's cool, right? You may think something different than I think. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't know any better than you. That's the thing. You don't know any better than me. Unless one of these things is sleeping in your guest room and is giving you all the info at morning coffee, Here we go. Coffee with Bigfoot this morning, guys. He's going to tell us about what deodorant he uses today and how he brushes his teeth with a wooden stick. Um, you know, if you're not, uh, hope you, Long Island Bigfoot, and Hoot and Holler meet up and do a live together. Me and Long Island Bigfoot have been talking about this for quite a while. We're definitely going to. Hoot and Holler I would love to definitely um, meet up. Jeff, buddy, I was just, matter of fact, I meant to text message you this morning, and I got so busy I completely forgot. I know that sounds terrible. I'm sorry, but I hadn't heard from you in a few days. Man, love you, brother. Love you. If you guys don't know Jeff, one of the most incredible human beings I've met. Um, if you know Donnie, you know Jeff, because Donnie and Jeff are the same human being. with different names, and they look different, but they're the same human being. Just wonderful, compassionate, loving, selfless, caring, great people. Um, yeah, I could say that about quite a few people in here that I know, off of this page now, but because of this channel. But yeah, so it's, nobody knows any better than anybody else. That's the thing. And that ego has to leave. The community needs to come back together. And if we work together, I think we can further this much more, and much better than, the bickering, the backstabbing, the, you know, name calling, the all that stuff. We don't need it. We just don't need it. There's enough ridicule from the outside. Why are we doing it to ourselves on the inside? It's hard enough when I talk to somebody outside of this community. When you start telling them, yeah, oh yeah, I go out in the woods and look for Bigfoot. Sometimes I go look for ghosts. Once in a while, I'll look up in the sky for a UFO. You know, I talk to a lady who knows an alien personally. People think you're nuts, man. Think you're nuts. And I just don't want to live in a world where everything is so black and white and boring. The fun of it is believing that this stuff could be real. I don't walk around daily and let it, completely take over my life where I'm like sitting there with my thumb held up to the sky trying to hitch a ride on a spaceship. And yeah, we all are nuts. You're right, Patrick. We all are a little bit nuts, but in a good way. Um, we need positivity and snacks. Definitely snacks for sure. Positivity goes well with everything. So do snacks. So yeah, perfect. Good idea, Hope. Best one of the night. Um, I remember listening to an Ojibwe elder, and he mentioned that they live inside trees, rocks, and more often than not, they're always much closer than some tenants. Oh, they're always wicked close. Um, Wicked close, way closer than anyone ever knows. I promise you that. I promise you that. So much closer. You know how many times people will probably go on hiking in the woods and walk right by them, probably on the side of the trail in the bushes, just laying down, watching you going, look at these dummies. They're like, hey, watch this. Watch this. I'm going to toss a rock. They're going to turn around and go, what was that? And then they're going to blame it on an acorn or something. I mean, they probably do this they do this all the time. Jimbo, I'm telling you, a few of you guys are going to stand out in the next year. People are waiting for it. I hope I'm one. I really do. I hope I'm one. Uh, they definitely have personalities, individual personalities. They definitely have senses of humor, especially the juvies. Them little buggers, they love to play. Love to play. Uh, I think it's much like any kid. They try to get. Sorry, I started here. It's my stupid heat. I forget that those heaters start to rattle. Um, they love to play, just like any kid tries to keep itself entertained. Um, so yeah, so I think that's what we need more in this community. I think a lot of people probably agree. We're all here for the same reason, aren't we? We're all here because we want to know more. We're all here because at some point you got into this because it was fun. You don't come here because you go, ugh, Bigfoot again? Bigfoot? Ugh. No, you got into Bigfoot because at one point you were like, man, that's so neat. How cool would it be if there was something out there that was similar to us, yet a little bit like an ape, but has intelligence similar to ours? That would be the coolest thing ever. Um, how cool would it be to know we have this distant relative or not so distant relative that nobody knew about? So why do people let go of that? Maybe it's money. I don't know. Probably is. Whatever. I don't know. I don't have money, so I guess when you don't have it, you don't know. Uh, I'm poor. I just, I guess whatever. It is what it is. Um, it, uh, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that, but I think you guys know where I'm coming from. So, like I said, Tanya Derenberger, Woody Derenberger's daughter of the Mothman Prophecies, injured cold, is supposed to be on Monday. She's been in the hospital. She did say she would do the show. I didn't know she was in the hospital. Um, Bigfoot, Littlefoot, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Many birds, thank you. Merry Christmas, Central Alabama. Well, Merry Christmas back to you from Eastern Connecticut. Um, or as we call it here, Patheticate. Uh, so she's supposed to be on the show Monday. That'll be amazing. For those of you who just tuned in, if you don't know, the Mothman Prophecies Injured Cold was the humanoid alien from Lanulos. He was the one who contacted the man and told him the prophecies that were going to happen, and then they started happening. The bridge collapsed, the plane crashed, the explosion, yada yada yada. He continued a relationship with Mr. Derenberger for the rest of his life until Mr. Derenberger passed away, and then continued that relationship with Mr. Derenberger's daughter, Tanya. Tanya is going to come on the show. She's going to talk to us about Injured Cold, who is a real life alien from another planet that she knew personally, still knows personally, still visits her. Well, up until about a month ago, um, he doesn't enjoy coming to places that are busy. Hospital's pretty busy, um, and he's got his own stuff going on out in space. Uh, Probably a pretty crazy place. Um, let's see. Let me go back through here. Ask her about the Wagon Wheel restaurant in Ashland. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh, Definitely one of the questions I had on my mind. Kai, do you plan on having brother Donnie? Of course I do. Donnie's definitely going to be back on the show. Donnie was in the middle of a big move and a lot of stuff going on. So we agreed that, when things slowed down for him, that he would definitely come back on the show. Donnie's my brother, man. He's my brother. Love that man. He's incredible. Um, he will definitely be back on the show. Mike Patterson is back on the show Wednesday, Sasquatch, Ontario. He'll be back on the show for a Q&A with the chat. So, like I said, for you guys who got here a little late, what I suggest is when I put the notification link up for the live, I'll put it up early in the day. If you got time, jump on when you have your question, go to the live chat and write it in the chat because it'll stay there all day until the show. And that way there'll be questions in the chat when the show starts. And then if you have other questions as the show's going, you can type them out as we go. But this way there's some questions there to start with. So yeah, good stuff. What else? I am potentially, we're going to see how this works out. So I've been looking for somebody. I wish you each a very Merry Christmas. I just want to stop in and wish you all wonderful folks much love. Hope you can help and love who you can't. Keep the great work out. Thank you, Jeff. I love you, brother. I love you so much, man. You're the best. Merry Christmas, dude. We'll talk. I'll message you Monday, okay? I'll message you Monday, man. I'm glad you're okay. You had me a little nervous there for a little bit. Glad you're good, though. If you guys got any questions, please post them. Glad to answer anything. I've been trying to find somebody in a place close-ish by, who has ongoing interaction on their property. Very difficult. Up this way, people don't talk about this stuff. They just don't. It's a culture up here. It's kept quiet for the most part, unless you find a weirdo like me who's ready to scream it at the top of my lungs. Oh, hey. Hello, Rachel. Where you been? You feeling better? I probably didn't even text you back or message you back. I feel bad, but it's like I get so, man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like so much stuff going on, and I know it sounds awful. I seriously feel like I need an assistant sometimes to remind me to do things. I forget stuff all the time. Forgot to message these people, 3 or 4 people back. Like, I'm just terrible. I'm sorry. Concussions didn't help either. Yeah, Donnie's doing good though. Donnie's doing good. Um, they don't talk about it here in Louisiana either. Really, that shocks me. That shocked me because you hear so much about the swamp apes and stuff down there. But I get, you would know. You deserve some rest and relaxation. I'm feeling much better. I hope you have a wonderful holiday and your animal babies and family. Well, I hope you do too, darling. Um, Another amazingly sweet person right there, Miss Rachel. So sweet, so kind. Um, got some beautiful horses and some beautiful kids too. Really, really cute kids. Although her and her husband are, genetically gifted. Both good-looking people. I mean that respectfully, as really as respectfully as possible. That was a compliment. Um, Merry Christmas, old spirit. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, no, don't blush. Um, so yeah, Mike on Wednesday, Miss Tanya Derenberger, hopefully Monday. So let me finish this real quick. I've been trying to find somebody closer by that I could go start filming that has ongoing interaction on their property. Very difficult to do up here. People don't talk about it. They keep it quiet to themselves. I've reached out as many places to as many people and as many groups and as many websites as I possibly can. I finally got what could possibly be the place. Um, a gentleman messaged me, doesn't want anyone to know his name, doesn't want anyone to know where he lives, just a state so I could share the state. Not his name, doesn't want his job finding out. These are all good signs, okay? When somebody doesn't want people knowing, it means they're not attention seeking, right? It means they're not looking to be on a show just so that they can get their face on and people can go, oh man, how awesome. Um, I'm not saying people who want to share are that way. I'm just saying that these are good signs that there is real legitimate stuff going on here because he's being very cautious. Okay. Sharing a story is one thing. Sharing stuff that's going on at your house is totally different. Um, Chris who? Reinhardt or Noel? What in God's name was that? Did you guys hear that? Sound like someone banged on my window. That window is like 9 feet off the ground. 8.5 at least. Anyway, thank you. Yeah, I did. So I got a mullet. I got a mullet fade. We're working on the mane. It's got to grow out a little bit. It's got to grow out a little bit, but we're working on the mullet. I'm a dirtbag. Mullet, dirtbags rock mullets. So do cool dirtbags. They're just cool people, period. Um, Reinhardt. Yeah, he does. But so the problem with Chris right now is Chris has been going through this thing with his eye. He's had to have stuff. Um, he's had to have multiple things going on, different surgeries and different procedures over and over because it just keeps not taking. He had a detached retina, then he took all kinds of stuff. So he's been healing that for months. And until that's healed, he can't go back out. Once he goes out there, I'm going to go out with him. He invited me to come. He invited me to be part of his team, which I am honored to be part of his team. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. I consider him a friend and a mentor. He's great, as is Christopher Noel. But that's Chris's stuff, right? I wanted something that I could film a documentary. that I could go to and film a documentary over the course of like a few months. I go up every weekend, stay for a couple 3 days, and then um, go rattle his cage. That son of a bitch. Tell him I love him. Merry Christmas, Jimbo. Um, I love the Bigfoot topic too, Mike. That's why I rock the mullets, and mullets are cool. Never too old for the mullet. Absolutely not. Absolutely. And I'm so glad they're back in style. I just wish I could grow a really good porn mustache. I can't though. It just doesn't. It's too thin. I don't know. Whatever. Um, so I wanted a place where I could film a documentary. I could go up over and over the course of a couple months, few months, and film. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday every weekend for a few months, and then put it together as a documentary. And I think I found that. This man has had um, real, real interactive activity here for quite a while. Um, Property that borders the forest. Um, I'm not sure they're back in style, but you do you. They're in style because I'm wearing it, and I say so. Um, and there's a clan of 5 or 6, and they are coming into his yard at night, but they're coming to the edge of the yard, the very edge of the yard during the day. He sent me pictures, which I can't share yet because we haven't completely agreed on everything yet. He's still a little nervous, but the pictures are incredible. The audio is incredible. If I can get him to allow me to do this, I promised him obviously I wouldn't share his name, I wouldn't share his face, and I would keep his home address and all that stuff confidential, and I will. Absolutely, I will. That would be the number one thing. Those would be the number one things I do, 100%. Um, but if I can get this done, I think this could potentially be very good. Now, I don't know that they'll come around if I'm there because they don't know me. But that's why it's important that I can go up regularly, be there with him, do the things that he's doing, gift them things, trade things with them. This is in New Hampshire, and it's in the friggin' woods. Um, it's in the woods. I have a plan to go up sometime in the next week or so, and he's going to show me around, uh, get a look, see right up close, personal, and go from there. The other very cool part of this is that if this does work out, um, a good friend of the channels, I'm not going to say any names right now, but a good friend of the channels who has been making films professionally for a very long time has agreed to help me with the editing process, um, and then see where this goes from there. So that's amazing. That could be incredible. That could be wonderful. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to put the cart before the horse yet. Even if I didn't get anything from it except just to film and put it on here, um, it would be incredible to do, so that we all have this evidence and stuff to look at and see and hear. Because I don't know about you, but I love this topic, and I'm always looking for new documentaries to watch, and I want to see new stuff. I want to hear new stuff, and it's hard. It's difficult. These beings don't come just come out. They choose who they want to see them. I fully believe that. Uh, Sometimes things happen on accident. Sometimes things happen because they're forced, which is similar to what happened in 1994 with us. Uh, but who doesn't want to see new cool documentaries and TV shows and YouTube shows and all that stuff. Uh, I do. Do I do Native American research? I mean, I do my own. Like I read up on it and study stuff on the internet. I have an appointment week after this coming week with the e- elder historian of the one of the local tribes here, which is the Mashantucket Pequot. Um, I have an appointment to meet with this lady. She's an elder and she's their historian. Um, and try to see if we can talk about not just the Sasquatch stuff, but a lot of the history um, of their people here and the land on this land. And yeah, so I'll be sharing that with you because there's a lot of different myths and legends that are tied to the Mashantuckets and the Mohegans, which are both very close by, 15 minutes away, both of them. Merry Christmas, Bigfoot Lake. I love you. I love you very much. I love you so much. Um, so hopefully, fingers crossed. Please, put the positive energy out there. It it would be amazing, uh, amazing to be able to go up there and do that. Um, Trying to look through the chat real quick, see if I missed anything. So yeah, please keep the positive energy out there for that because that would be incredible. I would love to be able to bring you out there and at least do maybe like a couple quick lives. Be difficult though because I don't want to mess up and possibly show something that I'm not supposed to. Although, I mean, I guess if I'm in the woods and he's not with me at the moment, then that would be a good time to do it. But I promise you, we're talking tracks. We're talking videos of from the back porch of vocals coming from the woods, and I'm not talking about far either. We're talking about like 30 to 40 yards, maybe at most. Rocks hitting the house or near the house. Um, uh, Glyphs, these weird little stick glyphs that they find on things like the back porch, uh, the cars. Um, it, According to cavalry reports, Geronimo could walk, leaving only one footprint or no prints. Oh, no way. Okay, amazing. I will have to definitely look that up because that ties right into this stuff. It would be incredible. You're right. Trade would be incredible. This is like, I mean, this is the honey hole. Uh, if we could do it, I would need help. I could not do this by myself. I need at least one person. Which is I don't know how I'm going to even figure that out because I can't. There's just nobody here. I can't even get anyone to come out with me in the woods. It's like it's crazy. Um, 20. Oh no way! That's awesome. Gina's Carter's grandfather's farm. I've reached out to Gina's a couple times. She's ignored me. She's big leaguing me. She's like, this guy's got 802 followers. Not in my league, bro. I'm just kidding. She's a very sweet lady. I joke. I'm just a wise ass. I'm gonna have to look this up, many birds. That sounds amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This right here, helping, right? I don't know everything. I don't even know a little bit. I mean, I know a little bit of a little bit. Um, yeah, crazy. I wonder. I just read something the other day that at least one of the family from that property was still around just a couple of years ago. Not Fox, but one of the younger ones. I forget what its name was. But that's an incredible story. If you have never heard that 50 years with Bigfoot, uh, please go read it. It's an audio book too. It is incredible. One of my absolute favorites. it's just so it's so entertaining and so fascinating. Um, One of the best Bigfoot stories ever, I think. Very possible. Many birds. They shared relationships with them. This is, you know, this is all historic. This is talked about for a long time. In some parts of the country, uh, it was a clickbait. No, it was serious. You missed the first part, so mm, thanks, Mike. If it was, see, now here's the problem, right? It was serious, and you weren't here to listen to it. So now you might be in danger. You might be in danger, and I'm not going to tell you if you are or not. I'm just kidding. It is some good stuff, some really good stuff, very exciting stuff, actually. And then somebody actually said that you, me, and Hoot and Holla should get together to do in the field this year. I think that is a must. We got to make that happen. Have to. I'm gonna need a partner potentially for this honey hole, this crazy honey hole. I haven't even told you about this. I just shared it here, but we'll talk. This is a potential if the guy, if I can get him to feel more comfortable, um, it'll be amazing. It has the potential to be amazing, um, really amazing. It's in New Hampshire. That's the only thing. Sidetrack. What do you mean? You didn't sidetrack me. No, you didn't sidetrack me. You're good. I have ADD anyway. I get off on tangents all the time. Hey, Alan, what's going on? Welcome. Yeah, just a little quick Christmas Eve thing to fill you guys in on some stuff that's coming up. Uh, Sidetrack is my superhero name. um, Glad you're here, man. Don't work too hard. Do not work too hard on Christmas Eve, especially, man. Oh, that's a good Hope. That's good. Hope's my cat's name. One of my cats. There's one sleeping behind me. Probably can't see him. Can you see him? That's Otis. That's the one you never see. You've seen Hope a couple times. You see Ollie all the time. You never see Otis. That's my That's my baby boy. That's my special guy. Um, I go to save the day and then I forget what day it is. Um, I know it's not your real name. I found out your real name the other day, and I was like, wait a minute, this is weird. Isn't it weird when you have like a name on YouTube or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're like, someone's like, oh yeah, my Facebook page is Fred Hammerstein, and you're like, yeah, no, you don't. You don't look like a Fred anymore. You don't. You're not Fred. Johnny Cash is my cat. Sweet, nice. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan. Also a big Otis Redding fan. Um, Skull and Bone Society still have his skull and won't return it to his family. Who, Geronimo's skull? That's not your real name either? Oh, now I'm really confused. This is just weird. Hope, Marie, L, Ellie. What the hell is the name? I don't even remember. See? Um, all right, I'm gonna have to look more into this Geronimo stuff. So yeah, so the honey hole thing. Please put the energy out there. I need this to happen. I have to. This has to happen. Has to. The, um, Message me later, whatever is clever. I'll make sure I'm available. My comparison once it hits Catskills too, 1 day a week. Yeah, dude, absolutely, absolutely. Mike, I'm with it. Mike and Mike, I'm with it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I am with it. Um, be safe up there, man. I'm sure the weather's hairy up there. Uh, so please, yeah, put that out there. We got to get that done. That'll be amazing. I've been waiting on this for a very long time. Um, Another thing, and this is the last bit of news I'm going to share for now. I'm not even going to give you the whole thing. I'm going to give you just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to put a couple little hints. I'm going to finagle the intro video so that there's a couple little hints in there. Um, Working on a very, very, very special guest. Working on. Okay, this is not one of those ones where you just go, "Hey, want to come on the show?" This is like, how do I say this? This is like reaching out to somebody that you know, who then reaches out to somebody that they know, who then reaches out to somebody that they know, who knows that person. Or maybe not that bad, but reaching out to somebody that I know who knows this person. Um, it's uh, I'm gonna make it happen as long as I survive. That's all I'm gonna say. As long as I survive. Um, it's a big one, and it'll be incredible. I'll throw a couple things in the intro to help you out. You may have just gotten a couple hints in there too. So anyway, that's all I'm going to share for now. I'm not going to tell you anymore because I don't want to put too many things out there, and then if things fall through, then I feel like a douche. Excuse the language. Um, but yeah, Neilsy. P.S. Neilsy, what's up? I'm not the man. I'm just a dude. But thank you. Appreciate you. That's very nice of you. Merry Christmas. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate that. I really do. It's very kind. Uh, Make it happen. You're the captain. Hope says, spoiler alert, it's not me. She's right. It's not her. We could have her on, though. It'd be a good show. I've seen her on David's show plenty of times. She's great. Maybe you should start. Maybe you should start helping me with this show and guest hosting with me once in a while. Or maybe we could do like one night a week or one night every other week where we do a different kind of show on here, and we just kind of pick different topics to go over and have a good time. I think we should do that. I think we should do that. Kyle, do you have caves in your area? Great piece of activity. Yeah, we do have some. Not a ton. Nothing like places like Kentucky or Tennessee, but we do have some. A little on the smaller side though. It's you know, I mean, I've been to most of the places that I know of that have them. And there's nothing there that have shown me that there was anything to look to really continue looking for. There was no evidence of anything. But in other places, I know that they are amazing areas for activity. The ones here are just smaller for whatever reason. I don't know why. Um, Yeah, let's do it. We'll make it happen, Hope. Or Marie, L, Kate, Lynn, Bonnie, whatever your name is. I'm calling the FBI. I think this is very weird that you have two different names and neither of them are your name. Are you a fugitive on the run? It's quite possible. It is quite possible. Well, anyway, guys, that's all. I've rambled on enough. It's Christmas Eve. I'm gonna go watch some silly Christmas movies. Probably, actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm gonna go watch a couple more old boxing matches because I'm a huge boxing fan and MMA fan, and I think I'm gonna go watch Tito Trinidad versus Fernando Vargas. Uh, One just amazing fight. If you're a boxing fan, if you never watched that, it's incredible, incredible fight. And then I think I might go watch um, uh, Gotti and Ward again. Greatest fight ever. Never be a boxing match better than that. Never, ever, 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 ever. And then after that, I'm gonna have a green Christmas. I'm gonna smoke me some Christmas tree, and I'm going to probably then watch um, a couple Christmas shows, and I'm gonna eat some ice cream at midnight or 11 o'clock or whatever time it is. Patty the Patty does rock. I love Patty. Patty's awesome. Patty's awesome. Yep, he's great. He needs to do some work though, man. He needs to do his last fight. I hate to say it, but he did. He needs to do some work. He's got to work on some of his stand up. He has to. He's great. He's wonderful. But he's just got some stuff he's got to do. Um, Nogi Jiu Jitsu, absolutely. Purple belt, for what it's worth. Purple belt. Yeah, Patty got lit up. He did. He shouldn't have won that fight. I hate to say it. I don't know, man. It was tough because what's his face kind of gave up in that last round. So I don't know. It was kind of a it was not his best fight. I can tell you that right now. He's got work to do. He's got a ton of talent, a ton, and not only that, but he's got the personality to be a giant star. But you have to put it all together. Look at I'm the biggest Conor McGregor fan in the world. I'm Irish. I love the guy. He was the greatest character in the history of MMA. The greatest. He had the greatest mouth and personality for the sport. Even if you hate him, you can't say that he wasn't. Him and Diaz were the greatest. Um, yeah, agreed. The three takedowns should have won it. I agree, 100%. I agree, 100%. Um, Man, I was thinking about doing this an MMA show, an MMA and boxing show too. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do another one. But yeah, they should have. Um, but Patty's got work to do. His stand up needs some polishing for sure. Uh, a kid like him though, like being over there, he obviously he's great on the ground. He's great on the mic. Uh, he needs work on his feet. He needs to go work with somebody like Dwayne Ludwig. Um, um, he could probably stand to go work with Connor. Honestly, Connor's stand up was some of the best stand up there ever was. Um, you know, he just needs a little bit extra, and that kid could be it. He could be it. He could be the guy to take that division. And yeah, that's the Gracie family. That's where I do. That's where I do my jujitsu. Yep. Yes, sir. Um, I for those of you who don't know, I used to fight years ago, and I broke my back in three places: herniated two discs, fragmented one of my into my. It, well, yeah, hurt my back really bad. Let's just put it that way. Had to quit. Uh, Changed my life forever. But yeah, I used to fight. Um, I was good. I was pretty decent. I was pretty decent. Um, I uh, I love jujitsu. Um, I didn't love it that much back then because I just wanted to be a stand-up fighter, and I was good at stand-up. Um, Blue here, that's awesome. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's difficult. Just started martial arts, taekwondo, MMA, lost 16 pounds so far, 57. Good for you, man. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Um, it's tough. Jiu-jitsu is difficult, man. Jiu-jitsu is very difficult. It does take a lot of time, um, especially depending on who you're under. Like Gracie family stuff is usually takes a very long time, um, years and years. But either way, it takes a long time. You have to go consistently as much as you can, and that's difficult when you have regular life and work. It's just hard. But don't ever get discouraged. I mean, look at I'm purple belt, and I've been doing this since what I don't remember what year now. It's been so long. Uh, 2002, 3. We're looking at 20 years, dude. Um, but there were 12 years where I didn't do anything because I was injured really bad and then strung out on pain pills. Um, but still, the point is that it takes a lot of time, but it's amazing. I think it's one of the greatest things out there for anybody and everybody. It really is just incredible. Patty needs more control of his weight. Damn right he does. That is not healthy to do that. We're talking 50-pound fluctuations here. I understand some people put on weight and lose weight easier than others, but that is not good. You don't eat shit. Like when you're a fighter, you're supposed to take care of yourself as much as you can. As much as you can. Um, this kid goes out, and I mean, I understand after, uh, uh, you know, um, a fight camp and then a fight, you go out and you have yourself a good meal or like a week of some good meals, but not overdoing it. And then you get back on the horse. You start eating healthy again because it's just bad for you to do that and fluctuate that much. It's not good. Um, yeah, I'm about what am I 35 minutes from Glover's gym? Yep, about that. Love Glover, love Alex. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of guys that I don't. I love watching most guys for different reasons, Like I just enjoy the sport, period. There are some guys that I don't like at all. Um, I'm not a fan of certain people, but definitely an incredible decompressed stress relief for sure. Oh yeah, it's like a high after class, man. Gracie Barra, absolutely. Unnecessary strain on the body. Yes, sir. Why add anything to it? You're already putting yourself through hell. Training is tough already. Um, why would you add anything extra to it? He's young. Um, Merry Christmas, Dave. Thank you. Merry Christmas to Ollie, too. Yeah. Uh, thank you. Don't forget Hope and Otis, just because they don't make appearances. Yep. Love Dustin. Love Dustin. Kid's a scrapper, man. Michael Chandler, scrapper. Those are the guys that are my favorite to watch, though. I mean, who doesn't like watching dudes just go out there and leave it all? Um, it's a hard way to live. It's very difficult. You, and then you probably feel it for the rest of your life afterwards. But gosh darn, it is so fun to watch. Guys that go out there and just bang, and it's just heart and grit and determination. Um, my favorite type of fighters in the world. And how do you guys feel about John Jones coming back to fight heavyweight? I think him and Ngannou was the fight, but of course there's the problem with the Ngannou contract stuff. Stipe and him, I don't think it's I don't think it's as good of a fight because Ngannou and Ngannou had the ability, and Stipe does too, but Ngannou had that. He had that nuclear missile, man. I mean, that dude. If he cracked you, oof, God, it was brutal, brutal. There's a video on YouTube where one of Gracie's took Chuck Norris to the mat. He's no easy take. Gracie's are they're the godfathers of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, when the UFC first started, I remember these guys getting in there all roided out, big as hell, juiced up, looking bad as could be. Uh, and here comes this little nerdy looking guy in a gi. They called it pajamas, and they were like, "This guy isn't." They didn't think he was going to do anything, and he just started taking people's arms home with him, one after another, choking them out, arm barring them, one after another, after another, after another. Royce Gracie was a menace. He was a monster. At 160 pounds, that guy was devastating to people. The Gracie family did so much damage in the UFC and in Pride to some of the baddest dudes on the planet. And then Sakuraba just was the kryptonite for that that catch style wrestling. Just was too much for them. They didn't know how to handle it. And then Vanderlei Silva came and destroyed Sakuraba, and we could go on and on. Um, there's always somebody out there that's better, man. That's the thing. Always somebody. John looks good at heavyweight. I think he's more of a natural 205er because he's not a very bulky, big, guy. Not like Stipe and not like Ngannou, those guys. But he looks good heavyweight. He does. Um, I'll tell you this right now, and I can't stand John Jones. I hate him as a person. I think he's a dick. All the things that he's done, I just don't agree with. But that being said, there's just nobody better. He's the greatest fighter in the history of MMA. If you're talking um, natural ability and skill and fight IQ, he's the best. And I hate to say that because my absolute favorite fighter ever is George St. Pierre. And I still think George is a very close second. Very close. George became the greatest wrestling MMA fighter ever. Ever. Don't argue with me about this. He became the greatest wrestling MMA fighter ever. And he wasn't a wrestler prior. His shots were so fast and so clean. And he ended up literally, they were going to give him a spot on the Olympic team. That's how good he got. But yeah, John's nasty. Fedor is the Pride days. Yeah, Fedor was a bad dude, man. He was so scary. He was so scary. I'll tell you something, man. There's something about those Eastern Europeans and the Russians, and there's just something in the water over there. These guys, GSP is definitely an icon. Vitor Belfort on roids, straight animal. One of the scariest dudes ever when he was roided out. One of the scariest men ever when he was on the juice. I never seen hands move that fast in my life. He was just like it was like a cartoon. Pow! I remember he hit what's his face like 20 times. Yeah. Fedor was scary. Yes, I've seen the face slapping fights. It's just nuts. Yeah, they're nuts. The Dagestanis are crazy. These guys they got out there right now are nuts. Khabib 2.0, 2.1, 2.2. It's just too many of them to keep up with anymore. Um, yeah, super scary. They wrestle bears and whatnot out in the woods. Scary stuff. Really fun though. I love MMA, man. I just love it. Just love it. Um, what was I watching? Oh gosh, John escaped Vitor's arm. Oh, of course he did. Vitor didn't stand a chance against John. He didn't, man. He didn't. Oh, Anderson. I forgot Anderson. Anderson was before he got chin checked by Chris Weidman. Anderson, and he wasn't. He was getting past his prime at that point. Let's be honest. But Anderson in his prime, greatest stand-up fighter in the history of MMA. Just an assassin. What he did to Forrest Griffin, what he did to. I remember watching his first fight. Okay, so I'm in UFC. I had watched him prior to this, um, uh, in Pride or whatever, and loved Uriah. Loved Uriah. Absolutely. Team Alpha Male. They were little dudes. They were tough as hell. Every one of them. Um, Dillashaw was a piece of trash, though. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Anderson. I remember watching him prior to coming to the UFC, and uh, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Um, I had never seen anybody do what he was doing. Excuse me, and in such an effortless way. And I remember looked at one of my buddies from the gym, and I was like, this guy, this guy is going to be special. I think he came to the UFC. There was some hype around it. He fought Chris. Oh gosh, what was his last name? He was on the Ultimate Fighter. He had the big head. He was a scrapper. What was his name? Somebody help me out here. Who did Anderson Silva fight? What do you think about the is Islam Oliveira fight? No one's beating Islam until he retires. I feel as soon as they clear the legs. Oliveira's tapping fast. Um, yeah, Makachev's nasty. He's nasty, man. He's scary nasty. Um, those guys get that grip on you, man. It's like it's literally like somebody threw like some kind of straitjacket locks and chains around you. It's different kind of they have a different kind of strength. So everybody used to say about Khabib too. Like once he wrapped around you, it was over. It was like an anaconda. You were done. Nothing you were doing. Yes, I've seen that interview. Great stuff. Yep, great stuff. It's possible that no one beats him. It's possible, but I say this a lot, man. There were a few guys that I thought for sure. Good night, Sharon. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Please be safe. Stay warm. Merry Christmas. Um, I always there was a few guys that I thought for sure Spider Monkey and Mountain Dew. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. Um, I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey, Uncle Chip, Grandpa Chip. Um, and they didn't stay undefeated. These guys that I thought would. I thought for sure a few of them would. I'm not gonna say names right now, but I thought for sure. It all depends. It depends on when you decide to give up or not give up. When you decide to stop fighting, right? People end up fighting a little bit too long. Then the younger guy who's just that. When you're talking about fighting, all it takes is a split second difference. If you're just a little bit slow, um, sack squatch. I don't think so. No, I don't think I do. Um, if you're just a split second slow, that's all anyone needs. Roy Jones Jr. was the perfect example of this in boxing, right? This guy was relied on some of the fastest movements I've ever seen. Some of the most incredible head movements. reaction time there ever was, but he fought a little bit too long, just a little bit, and he was a split second slower, and that was it. He was done. Merry Christmas, Chris. Oh, hey, buddy. Merry Christmas. I started messaging you back earlier. I don't know what happened. Your message got pushed way down. I got a bunch of messages all at once, and then I didn't even see yours because I didn't scroll like a jerk. And I saw it, started writing you back, and then of course got wrapped up in like four things at once, and I forgot. I'm gonna get you the video. I promise. I'm sorry I haven't yet. Um, so staying undefeated your whole career is a very difficult thing to do. Uh, Khabib retired at the perfect time. He did. If he had fought a couple more years, a little bit slower, his stand-up game was not good. It wasn't. Um, and just a little bit slower against the wrong person, crack, knockout, game over. Uh, that's how it goes. That's just the nature of the sport. Nate's ground game might be able to submit him. Nate's a killer off his back, rubber guard. Yeah, but he's not fighting in the UFC anymore. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I love Nate. I just, man, these Dagestanis are nasty. They're nasty in a different way. They're just scary, strong, and determined, and they're killers. They're just killers. Nate was a gangster, right? Nate wasn't a killer though. When I say that, I mean this. Those guys, when they see you, they see an injured piece of prey, and they are the predator. They're a wolf. They're taking you out. Period. There's nothing else left. They don't want a decision. They want to kill you. They want you done. They want you finished. Nate wasn't a knockout guy. He was a volume guy when he punched, kicked, all that. Great at it, but not a knockout guy. If you got to the ground with Nate, you were in trouble. You definitely could be in trouble. But Nate wasn't the type to like pounce. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean this in the most respectful way because I love Nate, but he just wasn't that guy. In the right position, you were done. And unfortunately, his record kind of proves that. If Nate was a little bit more of a killer, and I love you, Nate. Please, I hope if you see this, you don't kill me. He'll never see this, but just in case. Um, he just didn't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I could talk about this all night, and I can't. I've got stuff I have to do for tomorrow. I still got presents to wrap for my nieces and nephews, and all that good stuff. Who knew Pokemon cards were so damn expensive? Ridiculous. Um, but we're gonna do this. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna start that channel. I've wanted to. MMA boxing. They mix in a little something else in there. Um, Screw it. Why not? But anyway, I'm gonna go. I got stuff I gotta finish. Christmas Eve. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please tune in next week. I will put the notifications up for Monday for Miss Derenberger. Remember, if you don't know who she is, she knows an alien personally. That should be enough to get you to come tune in. Personally, it's been in her house multiple times. I love you guys so much. I really do. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Please, please, please stay safe. Have fun with your families and your loved ones. Thank you so much for being here again. Love and light. I will see you next week. Good night.